that dock right there. And there it went. And let's see if actually got it time it hit the water under there. So that tells me there's some crappie under there. Boom. Just a little one. You know, folks, let's take a minute and talk about a typical dock. This is just a typical dock on this lake. So I like to fish down each edge, down each side, on the outside and across the front. And of course you can see this pontoon boat is pretty low in the water, so you only have a short gap. Sometimes they get them up in the air and you can cast back up under them. But this is early in the morning, and early in the morning the sun is shining from this side. So those crappie seem to be about halfway of that dock back. And I've caught a couple on this edge. So typically when you come to a dock, you want to fish all these areas. And I've been fishing from that side, throwing back up underneath this deck here. And that has the most shade on it, and that's where those crappies are hiding. Now, this afternoon, all these trees you see here, plus the roof of this dock is going to create a shadow. And all of that shade is going to be right out here in front of this dock. Let's see if I can, yeah, there he is. That's a decent one. Back up underneath. Nice old crappie. That's a good one. Nice old crappie layer. That's a nice. Boom, y'all. Nice old fat crappie. There he is right there, boom. See, basically all I did was flip the bail. I just flipped the bail. And actually, he went down to get that. He's a little small. We'll let him back. You have to try several times. Boom, there he is right there. That's another good one. Oh yeah, look at that nice crappie right there. Boom. Good crappie, good crappie. Good 10-inch crappie. So if you're fishing these docks, as long as you've got about a 3-inch opening up underneath there, you can squirt this lure. I want this lure to strike the water right at the base of that. See if we can do it again. Sometimes it takes you several attempts. That one under there good. Now I'm gonna just allow that lure to free fall. He hit at it, but he didn't get it. Let's do it again. Need the right angle, so you're gonna hold the rod down close to the water like this. You're gonna swing it and allow it to skip. And you want it to go several feet back up underneath the dock. Let's see if we can skip one right there. Now sometimes just sitting back a ways makes a difference. It just all depends on, right there. Another. Boom, feels like another good one. Another good crappie. Oh yeah, look at that, nice crappie. That's what's hiding up under them docks, y'all. Good crappie. Boom. Another good crappie. Now you noticed this blue and what this blue on. I noticed last week. That's why it's very important to pay attention. I noticed last week while I was trolling, those crappie keyed in on this blue color right here. So that's why I switched. There he is. Another good fish. Oh, come on up there and let the folks see you. Another good crappie. Oh yeah. Another good. Another good crappie, y'all. Good crappie. Another good crappie. Good crappie. We're going to change color as always. Make sure that lure goes on that hook just as straight as you possibly can get it. Now, we're going to change colors. I've caught 5 or 6. That's a Tennessee shad color right there. We've caught 5 or 6 out from underneath here. So we're going to change colors and see what happens. That was a good cast. Now basically I'm going to just barely move that lure. Boom, there it is like that. That's how simple it is. That's another good crappie. Good crappie. Yes, sir. That's another good crappie. Boom. Nice crappie. Take them all day long. Boom. The further I can skip that lure under that dock, the better it is, and the longer the lure is in the strike zone. All right, so I'm gonna flip that bail and boom. You gotta get that bail flipped because if one picks it up and starts running with it, so he's actually around some cover there. That's a nice crappie right there. Nice crappie, y'all. Boom. That's a good crappie. Now look, let me say this, folks. Now, I'm catching fish on this dock. I hadn't fished another dock yet. As long as I'm catching fish on this dock, I'm not going to look for another dock. Now, I know some of these other docks are pretty good. I've caught fish on them in the past, but as long as this dock produces, I'm not going to look for another dock. So if you find fish, as a rule of thumb, you stay on them fish till they stop biting. Let's go catch another fish. A good one right there. Hey folks, we're getting ready to end this video, and look, just because you get to a dock and you cast at it a couple of times and don't catch a fish, don't give up on that dock. You got to work all the angles from the sides, from the boat slip and all. And if water's 78 degrees, I think crappie's done moved into their summer transition. I've marked a lot of crappie that was fairly deep today. And so I think from now on till probably late August, September, we'll see crappie staying in their summer pattern. And anyway, Kalin Jigs, I switched to a 16th ounce, after I left the bridge, I wanted the presentation to actually be much slower as I was casting under these docks. And the lake's getting ready to get busy. It's almost 10 o'clock. And so, matter of fact, here comes the jet skiers now. Usually around 10 o'clock it really gets busy here. Hey guys, we headed to the house. I think we got our limit of 20 crappie. I'll show them to you in a few minutes. Hey guys. So, boom. There they are. We got our 20 keepers today. That's what we was after. Wasn't sure. I knew we was between about 15 and 20 fish. Wasn't quite sure. But anyway, counted them out and it was 20. Hey, all in all, it was a good day. Hey guys, you better get out there and go fishing. May 30th, crappie are biting. They on a summer pattern. Hey guys, you remember, it's a wild life. And I'll see you on the water. Good.